Welcome to the banks of the Red Cedar, East Lansing, home of the Michigan State Spartans, where the fans have been ready for hours in anticipation of this big one we have coming up. Little gets the blood boiling, quite like a rivalry game. Barbs, shots, trash talk, things that go on throughout the week will now all be settled on this field. As we'll see the number 16 team in the country, the Michigan Wolverines, taking on a fellow Big Ten foe, the Michigan State Spartans. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. The Spartans will kick it away to start. Fielded in the end zone, it's Marshall. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So the Michigan Wolverines offense is on the field for the first time today. A state divided. They started playing for the Paul Bunyan Trophy, the big wooden lumberjack, back in the early 50s when Sparty joined the Big Ten.
And it's so nice to have you, Reese, to have all those data from when you were in high school and when you were in college back in the 50s. And you know the records so well of these games, but it matters. And their comments fly week to week for these guys, Michigan, Michigan State, and it is intense and the hatred runs deep.
Can you just imagine Reese riding to school in his Ford Model T back in the day? How nice that would have been, just putting along, getting to school, making sure all his homework done, just looking like the man on campus. I'll tell you, there's a lot of familiarity in this game. A lot of these high school players grew up playing with or against each other, so it just adds an extra layer to this rivalry.
And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down. And the Wolverines will bring the punt team onto the field. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. The Spartans offense taking the field. First chance we have to see them today. This is just a great matchup to watch on the outside and who can win downfield in the passing game.
Man, this reminds me of 1997, Charles Woodson versus David Boston. Two physical athletes that are going to be going toe-to-toe all game long.
Yeah, two alphas, two guys that play the positions where you have to have such confidence, cornerback, wide receiver. Let's see this throwdown.
He leaves it with the back. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one, 2nd and 8 coming up. Guys, these two have been showing contempt and disdain for each other for more than a century. First meeting back in 1898.
Yeah, and my goodness, you think about all the years, all the plays. You think about Mike Hart a few years ago. What was he talking about? Little brother. That stung Michigan State so bad. The hatred for each other is what makes this game so fun to follow every single year.
And I always feel in this game specifically between Michigan and Michigan State, it's the big-time players and the Heisman candidates that have...
And he can't escape, and down he goes.
Man, you talk all week about setting the tone, quieting this crowd. Don't let him get involved. You know how you do that? Get a sack and force a punt on the first possession of the football game. That's a heck of a start for this defense.
On the return, it's Stewart. Slips through the line. A huge return there. Steps out of bounds, but man, did he put his team in great position. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some first downs. Get some positive momentum.
Fires to the wideout. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down. This game often testier than Michigan's rivalry with Ohio State, and the Wolverines applied a little extra sting, winning a close one last year.
They did. You know, it just left a bad taste in everybody's mouth back in East Lansing all year long. They've talked about it. They've had to hear about it. They've listened to the gloating from their in-state rival. They're looking to flip the script today.
And that's what's so fun about rivalries. You get bragging rights, and especially in the same state, so much disdain for each other. It's so awesome. The fans go bananas, and Michigan State's definitely got something to prove.
That's a tough one to execute on offense in that situation. Third down, you know it's going to be man coverage. If that receiver's not able to create any separation, then he's going to get tackled as soon as he catches the ball. And that's exactly what happened, now setting up fourth down.
Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. The Wolverines have their offense in high gear. Leaves it with the running back. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2. Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? Well, if you're not careful, you might find out in a spot like this one, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a hostile environment, and you know you're going to be getting the opponent's A game for this one. They've circled this one all offseason, so they better be ready to bring it today, David.
And the hardest thing to do in college football is to go on the road. Everything about it changes, and you want to shut this crowd up early. You don't want to give them belief, because if it starts to build throughout the game, look out.
Throws for the tight end. Touchdown, Wolverines! And they'll put that scoreboard operator to work and put 6 on the board. And it feels good to land that first big punch against a rival, doesn't it?
No doubt. In a game like this, too, you just want to be executing it at a high level early. So, David, that's got to feel great getting on the board first.
And settles everyone down. All the nerves, all the emotion of this rivalry game. Now everybody can kind of settle in because you know you already got a touchdown on the board.
And the coverage team able to make the tackle. Michigan State has the ball back, and here comes the offense. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
That last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot. You got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable, that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on the heels.
Makes the tackle at the 30 after he picked up 10. This guy fits that Spartan quarterback mold, a guy who makes plays, a Jeff Smoker, a Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, a guy that you can depend on. You got to find that guy that can complement who you are and what you are, and so you can get a lot.
He's off to the races. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down.
Nice job by the quarterback. Hey, the defense is going to let your big tight end be wide open like that. You will take that throw all day long, and they do for a big game.
Coming out on first down with the play fake. Fires to the middle. Got his man downfield. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it first and goal. Just like that, a hat trick of completions, and they're on the doorstep.
3 plays, 3 beautifully executed plays. This offense is in a really good rhythm. This defense better change something quickly because this has been way too easy.
And they try the middle of this stout defense, and they rise to the challenge.
And just a great job by the defense being stout, right? That's your job. Be stout up front, stuff in the run play, make them get in more passing situations, but do not let them run the football. That's 101. Stop the run first.
Wide receiver shows motion. Tries again to get it in. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Defense rolling out the big bodies to try to stuff the run. They'll try to blast their way in. They were all over him. Nowhere to go as that third down play turned into a disaster.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
So they were able to put up a 3 spot on that last drive. And now the kickoff team out there as they prepare to put boot to leather. He'll bring it out. It's Marshall. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well. Palmer, they executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well. I'd love to see that here on the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on their heels.
They'll go to the ground. Gets the nose of the ball to the 25, give him 1. Paul Bunyan, a huge part of trophies in the Big Ten. He's got an axe. He's got this trophy for the Spartans and the Wolverines. Who do you guys rank this trophy?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, there's so many trophy games, I feel like, in the Big Ten, David. This game, obviously, it always has Big Ten implications, national championship implications. I will be honest, Paul Bunyan trophy gives me the heebie-jeebies.
You don't like it, it just kind of gives you the heebie-jeebies. I hear you, but how about Reese throwing a ranking on us? Rank the trophies? Reese, what are we doing here?
And he's running in the open. Turns out to be an easy conversion for this offense as they move the chains on 4th down. Sometimes we don't give enough credit to a receiver knowing exactly where he needs to be on the field, and they pick up the 1st down there.
Yeah, and you've got to give the receiver credit, obviously knowing where that is, but the defender needs to know where it is too. Where is he trying to get? That ball's going to come out quick. He didn't really understand where the sticks were, and because of that, he gives up the 1st down. Need to just be a little bit more aware as a defensive guy.
And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down.
You know, it's difficult for QBs sometimes when you're throwing to your running backs because they're not receivers. You really got to be perfect with the ball placement. You got to make that a catchable throw. A little bit too tough for the RB on that one.
After the incompletion, they go back up top. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Incomplete as the screen goes right through his hands, and it'll be 4th down. And the Wolverines will call on their punt team. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. This should be the last play of the quarter. Going to the running game. And he's able to pick up a few yards as we reach the end of the 1st quarter. We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. We've played 1 before we move on. Let's have a look at the stats. 2nd down now as they're ready to go back to work. Looking to throw, it's Childs. Pressure coming. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13. The Wolverines bringing the heat on the defensive front as they have so many times through the years.
And you just think about guys that just look great in their unis. Big, strong, Aiden Hutchinson, Ajabo. A lot of these guys in the recent history, just they know how.
Gonna take a shot. He's got it downfield for a huge gain. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped. And the Spartans in the hurry up. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28.
And add another one to the tally. This guy leads the nation in sacks. The nation. He's the best pass rusher. Getting to quarterbacks, making life really, really hard. That's 2 on the day. Let's see how many he gets today.
Grab behind the line. It's Parachek. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. A little less room to work with now as the ball's at the 28, and it's 3rd and long. Trying to get to it. Throws to the tight end. And it's picked off at the goal line. That's a way to make a stand. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Really tough on an offense. 3rd and long. It's tough to, you know you're passing the football. They know you're passing the football. I'm going to rush the passer. I'm going to drop back deep, make you throw the ball underneath. But, you know, quarterbacks also want to force that football and try to get that 1st down. He does there, and that's why he creates the turnover.
Nice run there to keep things moving before they force him out of bounds.
And And I think this is important for this defense. This will be a big key in the football game. Like, I got to limit the damage from that guy. Because that's a QB that's dynamic, and he can make so many big plays. I got to string him out. I got to make him get to the sideline. But I will say this. I do want to hit him at the end of the runs. I don't want to let him out of bounds and let him get free carries. I want it to be physical.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. Fires to the tight end. And he gets it up to the 36. It'll be a first down.
Shotgun fundamentals are so key. He was like a shortstop. Caught the shotgun snap and right away rifled it out of his hands like he was turning two. That was beautiful.
Now on the option. The pitch. At midfield, he's got room. And he caught that pitch in stride and was off to the races. A big gain and a first down for this offense.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I'm always keeping track as a defensive coordinator of where they're running the football. You can see they ran it to the right. Do they like this matchup? Is the right side of their offensive line really good? I'm going to be paying attention to that because that's a big gain. I got to make sure I shut this down the next time they run it.
You know, and that's why this guy can play first, second, and third down. You've already seen him earlier in the drive rip off some nice runs, but he can catch the football as well. And they're going to find ways to get him going in all sorts of ways, but you're seeing it specifically on this drive.
See that maze in blue, and you expect tough-minded, hard-nosed running attacks.
I expect big, physical, huge linemen that don't like people, that are going to move them out of the way and do just this, what we did right here.
Fires into traffic, intercepted. He can be dangerous with the ball in his hands, but no room to return that pick, and they'll go on offense from the 21.
What a nice catch by the defensive back. Listen, a lot of times you see DBs get in position to make plays, but there's a reason they play DB and not wide receiver. Great job finishing the interception, catching the ball, making a big play.
The RPO, it's complete. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
Well, give the defense credit on that one because they knew coming into this one that they were going to try to get this receiver the ball in a variety of ways. They were ready for the screen there, and they create a negative play.
Pass on the way. It's picked off. And he's going to take it all the way back. Touchdown, Michigan. What a play by this defense with the pick six.
And how about the defender? Exactly what you're supposed to do. Breaks on the football, makes the interception. Everybody on defense, we turn to offense. Go lay some blocks so my guy can get it and take it back to the house.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Spartans have it back on offense, hoping to play some good ball. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen. So you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You've got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
Not a lot of productivity on that last play. They'll try it again on second and long from the 23. Just plowing ahead. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. These are the types of plays where offenses impose their will. Third and short from the 45. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. And he'll move his way forward to the first down. They'll mark it at the 35. The Spartans come to the line with a new set of downs. Linebackers shuffling around, trying to keep the quarterback from getting a read. The give to the back. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. We've made our way to the 2-minute warning, and now they'll try to at least cut a little something off of this lead before the break. Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. They've been running it, but now the pass. Good pickup there as he gets the first down. They'll mark him at the 48. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. He's looking to throw it. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming.
My job is to make sure that ball comes loose. And I got to go through that guy, use my shoulder pad, drive my feet, and really, really be physical because If he bobbles it at all, or as soon as his hand gets to the ball, you can tell the difference when that body jerks forward when that ball starts to come loose again.
Finally, this offense starting to shake the cobwebs and get things moving. It's 1st and 10. The aerial assault continues. And the defense gets home. Yippee-ki-yay at the 35. They'll try to kick it into overdrive. Clock's running. 2nd down coming. Looking to throw, it's Child. And he feels the heat coming and it burns him up. Another sack. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. This defense will try to keep everything in front. Quickly complete.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on 3rd down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. Whoop-de-doo. You set up 4th and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and celebrate.
Oh, and he missed it. No good. My goodness, you need those field goals, guys, to cut into that deficit. We're still at 11. Power football with the run. You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41. Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on 1st down. It's 2nd and 3. He's looking to throw. Finds his tight end. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a 1st down. And now a fresh set of downs for this offense. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. Getting some heat. They get to him as he throws. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. He's going to pass on 2nd down. Firing to the right, complete. He's close to the 1st down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. That big pickup on what they call the drag route, but if you hit it on time, you can hit the turbo booster.
And you've got to be accurate on the throw, too, Reese. Nice job by the QB there, putting it out in front of his receiver to make an easy catch and then advance it.
He stopped quickly, but not before he has enough for the 1st down. The Wolverines want to crank the tempo. Back to pass, it's Orji. He lofts one down the sideline. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in.
That's not an easy throw to hit, I will say. Dagger throw, it takes time to develop. You really got to sell the route. The quarterback has got to put that in an area and anticipate the throw. Just not on the same page with this receiver.
They'll immediately call timeout.
Remember back when I played for the Florida Gators, if you had 3,000 yards passing in a season, you might be an All-American. I know times have changed, but with that last completion, this guy's already over the 3,000-yard milestone this year.
3rd and short from the 28. Let's see if this is 4-down territory or if they just pick up the 1st here. Looking to throw for it. Unloads to the right. He's got it. Tight windows, no problem to grab the tackle, and it's 1st down in the red zone at the 10. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Running out of time here in the 1st half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Comes out throwing on 1st down. And he wanted to get the score right there, but it falls incomplete.
Bad news on that play, it's an incompletion. The good news is the quarterback knew if his guy wasn't going to catch it, nobody was with that ball raining out of bounds.
And here on 2nd down, they'll send out the field goal unit to try to get 3 before the break. And the kicker delivers the 3 to salvage that drive. And now the lead is extended a little further. That late-in-the-half field goal always gives you a little boost going to the locker room, and they'll need to finish off these final few seconds and not allow them to answer. He'll start the return inside his 5. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. And the Wolverines will kick it off to start the 2nd half. on the run from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Michigan State has the ball back, and here comes the offense. If they're going to get on top in this game, they're going to have to find a way to get the running game going in the second half.
Agree, so it can create some more balance, some more...
And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10.
Yeah, and man, you talk about being down at the half. What's one thing I need to do? I got to protect my quarterback. In the first series here now, you're getting your quarterback hit and taken to the ground. This offense has to protect that dude at all costs.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
I got to be honest, I am shocked at just how well the defense has played in this game, especially stopping the run. We talked about statistically how they've struggled this season, but they have put the clamps down in this one, and they're just playing with a ton of intensity.
All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And they were looking for a chunk play, and they got it. The explosive picks up more than 30.
That's a beautiful pass and catch. I love the job the quarterback does manipulating the defense with his eyes. He froze that safety, and that allowed his receiver more room to work his route.
I think the offensive coordinators are there going, thank goodness we don't play them every week. This defense has been suffocating. This offense got to find something moving forward that they can hang their hat on, some kind of identity. Today they were shut down, but listen, there's a game next week.
And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes.
What a great play. This guy is a force on this D-line. You think about Michigan football defensively, they've got dudes up front. Aiden Hutchinson, Brandon Graham, Mozzie Smith, Rashawn Gary. Guys that can win one-on-one and guys that change and force your game plan to have to adapt for them. You need to double team these guys if you want to have any chance. This is that time.
Going to throw it over the top of the D. And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. And after the interception and the turnover, this defense has set its offense up for business.
Well, the quarterback trying to get aggressive there on 3rd down. He saw something he liked in a matchup he wanted to take advantage of, but the defense, they simply weren't fooled, and they're able to come away with the pick.
Hands it off. Not much room there. They'll give him 1 to the 9. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. Finds just a bit of room. He'll pick up a couple to the 11. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. From the gun, running back on the move. Gets behind those pads, picks up 4 on the play, but it's still a 4th down and 3. The Wolverines will send out the punt unit. Wide open, and it's a foot race. Very little will make a crowd hold its breath like a punt return, and he brought them to their feet on that one. Looking for a productive play on 1st down. Takes this handoff and headed to the right. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
This has got to be disappointing if you're the offense, guys. You were expecting to have a lot of success running the ball, especially against this defense, which has struggled so much this season, but just nothing doing. They have not been good enough.
Got enough space, and he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Spartans!
You know, this offense knew coming into the season it was so important for this guy to stay healthy. They needed him week in, week out because he plays at such a high level, and he's showing it here. That last carry was his 10th rushing touchdown of the season.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. The kickoff team out there to boot it away, and 15 yards farther up the field after the roughing the kicker penalty. 1st down here for the offense. To the air, it's Orji. Picked off. Bringing it back. And stampeding through the defense. And he's going to take it all the way. Touchdown, Michigan State. This time it's the defense finding ways to put points on the board.
There is nothing better than being a defender. Seeing that ball in the end zone, your eyes get big as saucers. Go, jump on that puppy, secure it, get you a touchdown.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the returner is stopped. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick-6, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing pick-6 and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out and not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
After trying the running game on first down, they come to the line on second down. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit. This is where you make the money on the drive. Ball at the 30, it's 3rd and short. They'll try to get the first through the air. Connection to the right. Oh, look out! Past the 20. Touchdown, Wolverines! They take the lead with the 6.
This offense is so explosive, they can change the scoreboard in a flash. You just saw that on that drive.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Coming out with it, it's Gates. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. The Spartans have it back on offense, hoping to play some good ball. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown. Everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
After misfiring, it's second down. Scanning the field, it's Childs. Receiver looks it in, it's complete.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
They'll need to convert this third down from their own 22 to get this drive jump-started. Caught near the sticks, it's Carter. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting to his position.
After the 9-yard pickup on first down, here's 2nd and 1. On the ground, it's Frazier. And a big hit at the end, but it didn't stop him from getting the first down. And the Spartans are marching down the field. The give to the tailback.
I never know if it's grammatically correct to say a team is being out-physicaled. You hear it a lot in football, though. That's happening in this game. They are just not getting the push they need all game long up front to have any success when they decide to run it.
He's going to let it go. Got it. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Sparty. That was just as simple as playing catching warm-ups.
And this offense felt like they could take advantage of this defense down the field throwing the football. They've got a lot of speed on the perimeter. I feel like they've got some matchups they feel they should be winning one-on-one. You saw a great example of it right there.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He gets a block. And he did a good job bobbing and weaving and finding a little bit of running room on that return. Guys, here come those maize and blue wing helmets on offense. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They've been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy. That's why the ball falls incomplete.
stopped at the 44, but he got 10 on the play. He's up to 81 yards rushing, and that should be no surprise. He's been among the nation's elite all season. Now they'll line it up from the 44 on 1st and 10. Looking left. It's complete. Oh, what a big play for this offense as they get it to the 33-yard line. Making great decisions. That's what all of the legendary Michigan quarterbacks have done. John Navarre, Elvis Grbac, and the guy I can't remember drafted in the 6th round by the Patriots.
Yeah, that guy, what was his name? Tom Brady? Yeah, I think that's his name. Yeah, he was pretty good too. But when you think about Michigan, you don't always think about the quarterbacks, and you don't always think about airing it out. But again, if you want to be a great college football team nowadays, you better be able to throw that pigskin.
He's going to pass. Quarterback on the move, still looking. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. What a ride. It's been through the first 3 quarters of this game. We are all tied up. Let's check out some stats. This is when winning plays are made, and we start right now in the 4th. They'd love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. He'll ride his man on the option. Now the pitch. Forges ahead for 1 to the 8-yard line.
And you know exactly what time it is when you get down here in the red zone. You got to be able to run the football. But when you got a back like this who punches the ball in the end zone consistently almost every single game, you are going to feed that animal the rock.
Good throw and catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in. So loud it's rattling your fillings on 3rd and goal. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
And these are the big decisions you have to make in a football game. How confident are you in your defense? That's all this decision comes down to. If I kick a field goal and I trust my defense, that's how this game could end. Or do I want to roll the dice because I don't believe in my defense?
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Louisiana is running away with this one behind an offense that's striking on the ground and through the air with military-like precision. They're up by 22 over Appalachian State. We promise to keep you posted on what goes down in this exciting college football matchup.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Off play action. He's going to fire deep. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on.
This defensive linemen have tents in the backfield. Goodness gracious, they're camping out back there, hitting the quarterback time and time again. When you sacked him this much, of course he's going to be flustered. Of course he wants to get rid of the football.
On 3rd down, going up top. Caught behind the line. It's Gatens. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. The Spartans line up to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He'll bring it back. It's Stewart. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. Generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball the best. So let's see if they can be a little bit more physical on this drive.
And I don't care if I get it by 2, by 20, by 30, by 40. I just want to get the first down, understanding the situation, understanding where the sticks are. Doesn't have to be sexy, but I got to make sure I get to that stick, get to the first down mark.
Smart move to keep it on the ground. Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34. He's got 93 yards on the ground, and he's been terrific all season, ranking in the top 10 in rushing. Off play action on first down. Makes the grab on the left. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7. They were able to get the ball to the running back in space, but that space just evaporated.
And a great job by the defense, man. It's tough to get those guys on the ground. They're so used to having the football as running backs and making plays and being dynamic. So usually one guy not going to get into the ground. You want many guys swarming to the football, trying to get that elusive guy on the ground.
Tackle was made after the first down.
Well, the defense didn't blitz. They didn't have everybody in gaps, and the offensive line took advantage at the point of attack, getting some push, opening up a hole, and the offense ripping off a nice run there.
And the Wolverines with the 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try the middle. Tackle is made right at the 20-yard line after a pickup of 4.
These situations are preached so much in college football. Finishing a game strong, understanding circumstances. They are running the football right at you, trying to keep that clock moving, get a few first downs, and get a W.
And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming. The crowd getting behind this defense as they try to get a stop in the red zone. Pocket starts to collapse. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's coming.
And with that incompletion, it now sets up a very interesting decision for the head coach, right? You've got a narrow lead. You kick the field goal now, you force the opponent to have to at least score a touchdown to retake the lead. But you can also seize a lot of momentum if you get it here on 4th and short. If you're able to score a touchdown, this is a completely different game.
And that decision will be questioned for a while. Michigan State has the ball back, and here comes the offense. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really, really quickly. They need to put something together here for them.
Open runway ahead. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
What a play call in a 2-minute situation. They find the shot opportunity, and they take advantage of it, flipping the field. They've now put themselves in a chance to come back and win this thing.
Wide receiver coming across in motion. To the air, it's Childs. He's got it down the middle.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too. But don't forget, it's easier to pick up 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5 than it is when we start getting those long yardage situations.
Leaves it with the back. Runs through the tackle. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33. The offense set for a first down play. He wants to throw. And the pressure will get there. The sack. Down he goes in the waning moments. That could be a costly play.
Man, that's exactly what this defense needed. They needed to have something positive. Giving up some yardage. They've given up some plays. No big deal. Got right back in it on this drive with that big sack.
A big play for the defense with the first down sack. Now, advantage D as the offense comes up on 2nd down. Got his man. And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up.
What a beautiful throw and catch on this play, and I love the job the receiver did tracking the ball in the air. Nice job of locating the throw and then
touchdown Spartans! And with that, they move out front here in the 4th.
What a great job by this offense. And listen, I judge offenses by what they do in the clutch, in those big moments and right before the half, in the 4th quarter, late in the game, just like right here. You need a score. You got to go take the lead. They do everything they can. Now, defense, you're up. I need you to get me a stop.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. It bounds through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. This is everything you could hope for in a rivalry game like this. Close game, waning moments, history waiting to be made, guys.
And it's moments like this why you come and play for these two schools, right? To play in a game like this, in a rivalry like this, in a situation, Dave, game on the line late, who's going to take it?
And you know when you make this play, you're immortalized. With this kind of rivalry, these are the highlights they'll be showing for years. Everybody like, I remember when so-and-so made that play against our biggest rival.
He's going for a big play downfield. It's complete. A huge pickup. Running wide open down the gut of the field. Touchdown, Michigan. They move on top here in the fourth.
They had a nice job in the fourth quarter making plays and a nice job being on the same page. QB, receiver, you could tell he broke with the football. He caught it in stride, gets into the end zone. Nice pitch and catch right there. Nice chemistry by the QB and wide receiver.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, that they get him on the ground at the 20. The Spartans have it back on offense, hoping to play some good ball. These are the games. These are the moments. This is the opportunity for the finish that people remember in rivalries like this one.
And those highlights that are shown for years and years to come. These big-time moments, Palmer, coming down to the wire, who steps up and makes the big-time play.
And this is why you lift the weights in the offseason. This is why you do all the gassers and all the sprints. For moments like this, game on the line in one of the biggest games of the year.
They're trying to get to it. And he can't get it off. Taken down. What a huge play this late in the game. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late. Got to get everybody lined up quickly. Time winding away, and they've got to push the ball down the field. Dropping back, it's Childs. He's going to take off. Turns it on in midfield. Quick timeout called by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible.
Hey, listen, it's important at that position to be able to be good off schedule. Everything's easy when it's on time. You get the ball out. But when things break down, they get off schedule, you've got to have a guy back there that can make the right decisions. He did exactly that.
Going for it all. And trying to put points on the board on third down. Now they're staring at fourth down.
Well, you know the defense felt freaked out on that one. You're in the fourth quarter, and you're lined up against one of the fastest players in all of college football, and they're taking a shot up top. You just hold on tight and hope for the best, and that time they were able to force an incompletion.
The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Down a possession here in the fourth, and they'll need to convert on this fourth down. Moving the running back, trying to get the D to tip its hand. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense. Able to move the chains, and they still have a chance after picking up the first down.
The throw falls incomplete. Brings up second down.
Second down coming up. They'll run play action. A shot toward the end zone. And swatted down by the defense to stop the scoring opportunity.
One of the things you have to be impressed about this defense is that they've got guys in the back end who can cover man-to-man or zone. That last one gets swatted away. They're in a situation where they're expecting pass. You know this is going to be a tight window to throw into if you're the quarterback here.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Well, they want to come out and try to get the run game established, but up front defensively, they made a play. They gave up nothing on that one.
Got to find some breathing room if you're going to establish yourself on the ground, and there wasn't any that time.
Yeah, Reese, I wonder now if this offense is maybe going to try to get to the perimeter of the field and see if they can use their speed to hurt this defense.
And the kicker delivers the free ball to finish off the drive. Final minute of play, all locked up. Are we headed to overtime? Fielded in the end zone. It's Marshall. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. They'll get this drive going from the 17. They're going to throw it to start the drive. He lets one fly deep. The pass falls incomplete, and there are 8 seconds left. Let's see if they go back to the air on second down. Dropping back, it's Orji. He'll take another shot here. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. He's not afraid to go deep. Oh, and he gets downfield for the big catch. And the tackle was made, but not before. That completion gets them 30-plus. Four quarters not enough to settle this one. We're headed to overtime.
And these teams have played so well, back and forth, evenly contested game. How about a little free football, Jesse?
Yeah, I love this, David. Free football and finding out which of these two teams is the most mature. Who can settle down now with the game on the line and make the big play?
All right, guys, so here we go in overtime. And just to refresh everyone's memory, alternating possessions starting on the opponent's 25.
And it's so nice to be on defense first, just to set the tone, to understand what you need. Try to hold them to a field goal. The offense knows they can do their job to go out and get a win. Just 2 possessions, Paul. We're like, you got to be at your best.
Yeah, and I love the new rules, too, because in the third overtime possession, it goes to alternating 2-point plays. Back and forth. Who's got anything left in the tank here in OT?
We'll get it started here in overtime.
Let's go! Oh! Flip it!
They're looking for an advantage to the right. They stop him right on the edge of the red zone, a pickup of 5 to the 20.
At this point of the game, you just got to wonder if the defense is getting tired. Here in OT, they just don't seem to have the punch up front that like they had earlier in the game, and they're just playing on their heels.
Makes the catch! Touchdown, Michigan State! They jump on top here in OT. The all-important extra point would push this lead to 7. That's his 3rd touchdown pass of the day. The defense has no clue how to respond right now.
No, and the defense has had absolutely no answer. He's been on the money. He's been on fire, making the right decisions and just carving this defense out.
They know what's in front of them. They have to answer that score with a touchdown. The give to the left side. They get him on the ground, but not before he rumbles all the way to the 5. Give him 96 yards on the ground, and that's just another routine day for this guy who's been among the nation's leaders in rushing all season long. Quick hitting end around on 1st and goal. Touchdown Wolverines! They got the score now to see if they go for the win or the tie.
First off, really impressed by how physical this guy is still running the ball this late in the game. But now it's decision time. You want to play it safe, kick the extra point, or are you feeling aggressive to go for 2 points?
And I think this is all about how you feel about your defense and how you feel about this game extending. Do I have a chance? Do I have better players? Am I more fatigued? Like, all this has to come into account because you got a chance right now with 1 play to win this football game.
And they did tack on the extra point. We play on 1st down here in the 2nd overtime period. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Shoots it to the left. A strike downfield. Touchdown, Michigan. That score gives them the lead here in the second overtime. If this dude were a kitchen knife, he would be slicing tomatoes so thin your in-laws would never come back to your house.
Well, that'd be a good thing. I don't know if I want my in-laws to come back anyways, but he's been on fire. He's been absolutely torching this defense. They've had absolutely no answers for him.
Now in the second overtime, you must go for the two-point conversion. It's complete to the right. They do not get the two, and now the lead sits at 6 in double OT.
Michigan 47, Michigan State 41.
Now on first down, they need to answer with a touchdown. They'll throw it on first down. Feeling some heat. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26.
And that is a major reason why this team is losing the football game. They can't protect the quarterback. They can't generate big plays in the passing game because up front, they're getting beaten time and time again.
We'll see if they can get a little better protection after the sack. It's 2nd and 12. D looks as if they're about to bring the heat. They're bringing heat. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again.
How nice is it as a defense when you can drop 7 guys into coverage, only rush 4, and still get home? That makes you feel good if you're the D coordinator.
Third down in overtime. They have to keep the drive alive and try to get it in the house. On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. That's caught. It's Carter.
When you got a QB with this kind of arm talent, receivers with this kind of speed, they are going to be difficult to stop. They have been up and down the field. They've almost got 450 passing yards now.
Defense will call a timeout. They got a peek at the formation. Want to make sure they're in the right call on this big down here in overtime. Fourth and long, and they have to pick it up to keep their chances alive. On 4th down, they'll pass for it. A shot toward the end zone. Oh, and it's intercepted. A turnover in overtime. And the takeaway will put the finishing touches on this one.
That's a throw the quarterback would love to have back. You're obviously down here in the red zone. It's overtime. The windows are going to be small. He just got a bit too aggressive with his decision-making. The defense makes him pay, and now they're giving it back to their offense with a chance to kick a field goal here and win.
I know how to sum up this game succinctly. That was fun, and what a victory to remember.
Fun for them, fun for us, just the back and forth. Games that are so nip and tuck, and you know every play matters so much. These are the games that we love to call.
Yeah, every play matters, David, and that's why coaching staffs practice overtime scenarios and situations throughout the week. It's important to drill these types of scenarios. You never know what games are going to go to OT, and when they do, you love to be able to go out and execute with the game on the line.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.